Hello fellow YouTubers, this is Yuto Moses here for another one of my critiquing videos where I use long difficult words and small difficult words. The movie I'm going to talk about today is 25th Hour, the Spike Lee joint. The story tells about a man named Monty Brogan who has been arrested for possession and drug dealing to people. And before he's sentenced to prison for several years, he celebrates his last 24 hours while recounting the events in his past life and think about how it could have been different if he took another path. I thought this is the most visually stunning film by Spike Lee, and seeing his past filmography such as Malcolm X, He Got Game, and Do the Right Thing, I thought this is something that's almost completely different, telling about a redemption story about a man whose life is about to end when he heads to prison. I thought Edward Norton did an incredible job playing the main character, how we see how he goes through the poignancy of his last hours of freedom, and that speech he gave to himself where he's bad-mouthing about the world was just riveting. At first you don't feel bad for him at all because he's the kind of person that would ruin other people's lives with what he does for a living. But once you get to know him a bit more, then you would at least feel some sympathy for the character. And like all Spike Lee movies, there are parts where we see the police officers and the federal law come in, and they kind of switch roles as being the good guy to the bad guy, and you don't see them as the law-abiding people as you would usually see them.
What happens to pretty boys like you in prison?
Ooh, they gonna love you.
Yeah, maybe. But then again, maybe not. Geez, Your Honor, what can I say? I messed up. My mother died. I was so worried about my father. I needed to help him out. My head was a little turned around. I got hooked in with the wrong people, and I made a big mistake. I really did, but it was my first time. I'm sorry, and it will never, ever happen again.
I like how explanatory Spike Lee goes into with his supporting cast, like about the jobs that they go to every day, and the personal arguments that they engage each other into concerning Monty, and the subplot with Philip Seymour Hoffman involving a strange attraction towards the teacher was quite interesting, and it makes you wonder where that is going to lead up to. And being that the story takes place around post 9/11, it gives you that sense of crisis where people need to come together during the darkest time, where people are scared and need to try and resolve the problems in some way. The final monologue by Brian Cox as Monty's father was well worthy of the whole theme that was going on in this. And I thought it was the most comforting thing that you can tell somebody before they face a life-altering change in their life that they can't accept. So, if you're a fan of Spike Lee or Edward Norton or just like these hard-to-swallow dramas, then The 25th Hour is the movie for you. I deeply recommend this. So, that's all for my critiquing. Yuto Moses, signing out.